Hey Jeff, just wanted to walk you through the application that I've created for managing the sample parts and all the other event management stuff that we're going to do in the what I call the marketing event hub. We walked through this a little bit, I think, last week on Friday. I had an opportunity to make some updates to it over the week during some downtime in Nashville, added all the inventory items, and wanted to just kind of show you how you can manage the inventory and get the sample parts updated. So we'll have a comprehensive list of everything that we have in inventory, and we can determine what we need to get printed and updated. Briefly, just kind of walk you through a little bit of what we did, kind of review from Friday, managing this with just kind of three components right now: users, events, and inventories. I think we kind of went through this, but I'll just do it briefly. You can go to users, manage from there. This is all of us. On this, you can see, each user, what their user permissions are. So, for example, you are an admin, so you pretty much have access to everything. You're assigned down to just kind of inventory for everything. Then the sales folks and stuff that are going to the events, it'll show what events they're going to, and then you can change and edit them. You can click directly on a user to go into their detail and then add things. You can even add flight itineraries and stuff like that, different events. You can delete a user, etc. So that's fairly straightforward. All that populates all the other two categories and vice versa. For events, you can go in and see each event. Now, here, what I've done is that it's really events and inventory. Most of the inventory will be in Texas because I know that we have some space limitations in California, but there will sometimes be inventory out there. This is all kind of arbitrary at this point. These haven't all been exactly, like I just have one item like a 40-inch TV in California. Most of this stuff will at most times be in an inventory in Sugarland in Texas. And then when you assign something, it will move it to the show itself. Um, so you can see everything um, by event. Then you can drill into an event, say for example, and then while you're in this event, you can go in and you can update things like who you're going to have at the event. Like let's say you wanted to um, add somebody. This might not be the best example. Like let's say for Rapid TCT, like kind of everybody's going to that deal right there in California. Let's say you're going to go to that show. You just go to edit, and then you can add a user to the show. So, for example, you can just go like this. Let's say, okay, we're going to add. Looks like Jose Luis isn't assigned to that show, so we want to go ahead and add Jose Luis. Boom, you do that. Jose Luis is added to the show. You update, and then the managers or whoever is overseeing the event then sees all the people that are assigned to the event. Um, so that is pretty straightforward. The thing that at least for this exercise that you're going to be focused on is inventory. So you go to the inventory catalog. I have been able to add, took pictures of everything in Nashville of all the sample parts, minus education, most of the engineering parts, and all the stuff that's relevant to manufacturing. The first thing you'll notice when you get into this catalog is obviously these aren't all sample parts, because what this is now hundreds of items, and many of them are not sample parts. They're just anything that we bring to the event. You'll notice a lot of duplicates and stuff because what this is just actual, each inventory item is its own thing, so that when a table gets assigned to an event, let's say we take a table to an event, so we go, okay, well, we want to take this, we want to take a table or several tables, we move each table kind of individually. So right now it's in inventory in Texas. We want to take that to Rapid TCT. So we assign it to that event, and then boom, that item has been moved, and now it is at Rapid TCT. So then when you go into events, and then you look at Rapid TCT down here, you'll notice that table has been added. So pretty straightforward. You just kind of shuffle around resources, and it updates them in each category. Another cool thing that I've added in inventory is that when a user returns from an event, they are able to just in one click put it back in inventory. So let's say that table somebody gets back from that event, they ship it back to Houston, or they return it to Houston physically. You just hit the return button, and that defaults to, so it's at Rapid TCT there. You just hit return, and ding, boom, it goes right back to inventory Texas. So every time you hit return, that defaults to an inventory in Texas. If you were to put it in inventory in California, what you would do is, let's say, so this is now assigned to Texas. You would, and if you had it in California, you would just go to move, and then you'd say, okay, that's not in Texas. We actually put it in California after TCT. You go in inventory in California, and then that will be added to the inventory list in California. And then so when you go to events, or locations is probably more accurate, then that table is shown in your inventory out there in California. And you should be able to align and balance kind of the books and make sure that your inventory matches this inventory. And each user that kind of owns an event, I'll probably be doing a lot of this, will be able to keep their lists of where things are in this system. Now, for what we're doing with these sample parts in inventory, obviously, these aren't sample parts. Like I said, there's hundreds of these now, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's fidget spinners and tablecloths and all kinds of things, TVs, extension cords, all the things. So instead of having to sort through this, I put it together a search field. And so what we'll need to do for this afternoon's meeting, just need to update the sample parts that are in the system, all the ones that I have added into the catalog. Just go to sort by, and then I've made a category of sample parts. So that will list all the sample parts. In terms of the boxes, the sets, we talked about this on Friday. Those are almost kind of like extras, and we'll have a kit for sort of each market. We'll have a sample parts box. We'll have two for each, one for education, or two for education, two for engineering. And then we get into the specific parts or signature parts, and these are what we need to update. So what I do have for all of them, all of the parts that were in Nashville, which is a good majority of what we'll need for TCT. I have pictures of them, and then we just need to populate the material, what printer it's used, and the print time, and anything else that you would like to add. If you have a better picture, you can update that as well. So as you can see, there's a bunch that they don't have a name yet. So I went ahead and named kind of one of them, or a few of them, off of the placards. But if you go through here and you identify the sample parts that we need to update and that you suggest that we bring and have on display at Rapid TCT, go in, find the ones that you think that we should have there. Go and click on Manage, and then that'll open up each individual part. The picture's right there, and then click on Update, and then you can, let me find one that's incomplete for you. right, inventory, go by sample part. Let me find one where there's a picture and nothing else. So let's say, for example, I don't remember what this part is called, but go into this part and then update it, and then give this item its name. So this would be, I'm not sure what that is. So let's say it's just a casing. This, we'll want to put it at Rapid TCT. So change the show. Say this is the casing and an ideal part to show manufacturers. So manufacturers and engineers, I don't know, etc. So this is a signature sample part. We could call that whatever we want. Believe that this is a resin part, so whatever it is, but I think this is a resin part, so you just put DF2, and then you would put the material that you suggest that we do this on, so material XYZ, and then however long it takes. I did that hours and minutes, so then you would put, I don't know how long this part takes to print. Let's say it's a 2.5 hour print, so you go 2:30, and then you update that, and then all of that is now in there. So obviously these are just placeholders, but that is how you update each one of those things. So then when you go back into inventory, that is updated. So for this afternoon's meeting, go through, find all the ones that don't have names but have photos, identify them, the ones that you want. You can go ahead as well and add or delete these. The way you do that, particularly adding, is you just go to the top and you go add inventory item, and then you can put everything in here that you want. So you can, put in a picture, just whatever picture, find a picture of a inventory item. Sure, I've got some somewhere. Let's just pretend that that's what this is. Then you've got the image in there. Then you go name it, sample part 1, 2, 3. Then you will put inventory here. That thing is broken. The category, you would put a signature sample part, the printer that it's on, that you would suggest we print it on, and then a material. As you're going through this, there might be some bugs because it's a custom built application. Just let me know, and I can fix those. But this is the inventory list that we're looking for. It's just organized inside of the application. And this will give us a comprehensive list. And then from this, we can determine what we need to print, what we have, how they're categorized, and all that stuff. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll give you a shout on this, but just thought I'd give you a little video on it to walk through it, so that at some point today, this morning, or this afternoon, we can get this updated and then share it with Olivia this afternoon. So thanks, man. Let me know how it goes.